And a good evening, everybody, for the Robertson Center here on the campus of Bethel University here in Arden Hills. Welcome to the best in Division III sport, the MIAC. And tonight it is women's basketball here on center stage as the Augsburg Aggies and the Bethel Royals do battle for the second time this season. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Orchard, voice of the Aggies. As this broadcast a presentation of Augsburg University in cooperation with my company, TJ Broadcast Services, TJSportsOnline.net. And a broadcast courtesy of Twin City Orthopedics, Wells Fargo, Minnesota Coaches Incorporated, the official bus provider for the Aggies, Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies, Courtyard Minneapolis downtown, 360 Wall Incorporated, the Corner Bar, Jimmy Jazz, Memory Lanes and Flashback Cafe in South Minneapolis, Adidas, and Big Athletics. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to the young man that's going to pilot this ship here tonight with the newest members of TJ Broadcast Services. Here's Logan Anderson.
Thanks, Tom, and big game tonight here at Bethel between the Aggies and the Royals. Augsburg, one of two undefeated teams still in the MIAC with St. Thomas, and they want to keep it that way until at least Saturday when they have a chance to knock off St. Thomas and potentially be alone in first place. But again, this is not a easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Bethel is tied for third place at 4-2. They lost to the Aggies earlier in the season at Cy Melby Hall by just 2 points with a Tiara McLemore last-second shot with about 9 seconds to go that ended up being the difference. And by all accounts, I expect a fantastic down-to-the-wire game.
Meanwhile, you were here for the men's game, and that one went overtime. And Jason Dirtle has the call of the men's basketball rematch over at Cy Melby Hall. So they're on Channel 1, we're on Channel 2. But the men's game was a dandy as well.
Yeah, both games should be fantastic matchups and very even teams, and a lot at stake in the conference standings in both games. And you know, it's interesting with Augsburg the way that they have continued to grow as a program. Before this year, when they beat Bethel by 2, they hadn't beaten Bethel since 2015. They'd lost 4 consecutive games, and as they continue to try to get over the hump and become one of those elite teams in the MIAC,
this place has been a tough place to win.
This is a big stepping stone on their way to getting to where they want to be.
And the reminder, this is your Augie pregame show, and we're brought to you by Twin City Orthopedics, proud to be the official sports medicine provider for Augsburg Athletics. TCO is an all-inclusive orthopedic sports medicine wellness provider, offering world-class services and state-of-the-art facilities. Visit them at tcomn.com. And it's brought to you tonight by Wells Fargo, proud supporter of the Augsburg Aggies. And Wells Fargo has a renewed focus on our customers and communities, established back in 1852, reestablished in 2018. The game's going on tonight in the conference. Hamlin at Concordia, and that game started early. We'll get that score for you a little bit later. Carleton is at St. Mary's tonight, and McAllister is at St. Olaf, St. Ben's at Gustavus, and St. Thomas is at St. Kate's. And St. Thomas and St. Kate's, Matt Nelson has the call of that game. And that's on TJ Broadcast Services, TJSportsOnline.net. So my company's got 3 broadcasts here tonight. As Logan mentioned, Augsburg and St. Thomas are tied at the top of the conference. But then the battle for the next 4 playoff spots, it's a log jam.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge game for both teams. Of course, we mentioned Augsburg wants to stay unbeaten, have a chance to be in sole possession of first place. Bethel, a lot to play for. They're in third. They're tied, with a couple big wins down the stretch, starting potentially here. They could climb up into that first or second spot, have the first round bye once the conference tournament gets here, and potentially be hosting in their second round game. So big game in January. You don't ever want to call it a must-win at this time, but
halfway through
both
the season,
teams want it badly.
Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about these teams in particular. Bethel, they're on quite a roll. They won 6 in a row.
6 in a row. They've defeated McAllister, Carleton, Lewis and Clark College, George, Fox, St. Olaf, and St. Kate's. And the most impressive part about that 6-game streak, 5 of those on the road. So they've had to travel to pick up those wins, and some of those against some pretty darn good teams. Especially St. Kate's has been playing well lately. Everybody in the MIAC is competitive on any given night, and they have been able to get on a little bit of a roll. they had a little bit of a skid in the middle of the season. Part of that's because of the caliber of teams they were playing. They lost to Augsburg, St. Thomas, and University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Those losses sandwiched between a win versus Northwestern. That was really the only rough patch of the season. Otherwise, they have played extremely well. They have two of the best players in the conference, in Tate Anderson and Hannah Johnson, and Augsburg's going to have their work cut out for them.
Meanwhile, the Augies, after losing that non-conference game before the holidays to Trinity College out of San Antonio, they've come back, won a pair. Our last broadcast of Augie women's basketball was up at St. Joe at St. Ben's, and the Augies won that one. Then on Saturday afternoon, had to come from behind in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Cardinals 25-10 to win the ball game. But the Augies, again, are on the roll and keeping their share of first place here in a very competitive MIAC race.
One of the key matchups in the game tonight is going to be the point guards. Two of the best point guards in the conference, in Haley Barker for Bethel and Ariana Jones. They're number 1 and 2 in assists, number 1 and 9 in steals. Ariana Jones leads the conference in assists, is 9 in steals, is number 3 in the nation in assist-to-turnover ratio. Whichever point guard is able to control the offense without turning the ball over could put their team in a big advantage.
Rich Carlson is our public address announcer, and he'll have the introductions here in just a sec. Other games going on tonight, men's basketball, as mentioned, Augsburg is hosting Bethel tonight with Jason Duro on the broadcast. Gustavus at St. John's, St. Mary's at Carleton, St. Olaf at McAllister. Hamlin is up in Moorhead taking on the Converse of Concordia Moorhead. And right now from the Robertson Center, we will take a break and listen to our national anthem.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, you're invited to stand as you are able. We also ask, please, that you remove your caps out of respect for our great country. And feel free to join in singing tonight as we honor America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And our national anthem. Reminder that this ship I mentioned being driven by Logan Anderson, but the guy that gets us out of the air, the Silver Fox, the young man to the right of us, he is Tom Ritchie. And he got us home safely from St. Peter the other night. I got to write a book about our travels to St. Peter. And we got lost. I got lost. He got us back on track. And now let's again bring up Rich and get the introductions.
They will be introduced alternately, beginning with the Augies of Augsburg. Starting at guard, a junior from Brooklyn Park, number 1, Ariana Jones. Starting at forward for the Royals, a sophomore from Blaine, Minnesota, number 5, McKenna Pearson. Starting for the Augies at guard, a junior from Eagan, Minnesota, number 3, Tamara McLemore. Starting for the Bethel Royals at guard, sophomore from Zimmerman, Minnesota, number 25, Bella Williams. Wubben. Starting at forward for the Royals, a junior from White Bear Lake, number 3, Ted Anderson. Starting at the forward position for Augsburg, a junior from Bloomington, Minnesota, number 33, Cameron Speece. Starting for the Royals at guard, junior, number 21 from Maple Grove, Haley Barker. And for Augsburg, starting at guard, a senior from Brooklyn Park, number 14, Camille McCoy. And starting for Bethel at center, senior, number 35 from Duluth, Hannah Johnson.
All right, the introductions of our starting lineups as we get set to go. The Augies wearing the trailing grays, maroon today with gray numbers and trim, and the Royals in all white with the blue numerals and trim. And with that, here to lead us to more than a convincing 2-point win is Logan Anderson.
You know what? If it's 1 point, that's fine. As long as it ends up with a W, it all counts the same. But a lot at stake, as we mentioned today. And the two players you really have to watch out for Bethel. Tate Anderson averages 17 points, 5 boards, shoots 47% from beyond the arc. She can really fill it up from White Bear Lake. And Hannah Johnson, the 6'1 senior from Duluth, averages 16.5 points and 8 rebounds per game, 1.6 blocks. She's a really good player, athletic inside. Augsburg in the first matchup did a really good job holding her down to just 9 points, 7 boards. She has 7 double-doubles on the year, so keeping her out of double figures in both stats, a big deal. If they can do that, I think they have a great chance. Johnson will step into the center circle to jump against Cameron Speece. The ball floated up, tipped backwards, and Ariana Jones tracks it down. The Augies will start with the basketball. Jones moving right to left, far side to near. McCoy, left of the arc, given room by Johnson, daring her to shoot a 3. That's not her forte. Back to Jones, holding it above her head. McCoy at the free throw line, squares up, shoots, drills it from 15. Camille McCoy, the first 2 of the game, and it's back to Bethel. First possession of the game for the Royals. On the left wing, it's Williams. Feeding it to the elbow, quick reversal to the right corner to Anderson. Dribbles in, nowhere to go. Gives it back out to Barker. Barker, post feed inside to Anderson. Through contact, finishes anyway over Wubben. And just like that, we're knotted up at 2. And the Augies with the ball back and a chance to regain the lead. 9:07 to go here in the first quarter. We are just underway. Speece, right wing. Surveying the defense. Inside to McLemore. Nowhere to go on the post. Overthrows Wubben. Just barely tracks it down before going over and back. Now McLemore with the ball, 6 on the shot clock. Driving right to left. Carries the ball. Turnover on the Augies. And a chance for Bethel potentially to take their first lead of the game.
These two teams, offensively, Bethel averaging 73 points, Augsburg with 72. But the decided advantage for the Augies, we have 104 threes, and Bethel just 55.
Bethel with the rock in the right corner. It's Hannah Johnson. A 5-out offense being played against the man-to-man defense. Skip pass to the left wing, open 3. Too strong, off back iron by Pearson. Rebound to the Augies. They dominated that stat in the first matchup. Long outlet pass intended for Wubben, deflected out of bounds by Pearson. But again, 40-32 or 42-30 was the rebounding advantage for the Augies in the first game between these two teams, despite a height disadvantage in several places. Augies with the ball going against man-to-man defense. Moving right to left. McLemore left wing, uses a screen to the right, can't get free. Quick reversal to Jones, right wing, 9 on the shot clock, top of the key. McCoy, 1 dribble in, 17-foot pull-up, off front iron, rebound plucked out of the air by Johnson, who throws it to Barker. No look pass, nearly stolen. Who touched it last? It's off of Anderson and back to Augsburg. So still 2-2, 7:55 to go in the first quarter. And Speece inbounding against full court pressure. Finds Wubben, who just pushes and races past the full court pressure with relative ease. Out near the timeline, it's Jones to Wubin, deep left, pressured by Pearson. Uses a screen, dribbles right, pulls back to the wing. She's guarded on a switch, post feed into Spiess, back to McLemore, left wing, her second turnover of the game. Dragged her back foot before putting the dribble down, and we're still knotted up with 2. Each team scored on their first possession, Tom, and nobody scored since.
Slow start for both of these clubs.
Barker just saunters across the blue timeline. Pearson, one dribble on the right wing, goes nowhere. Gives it up to the 6'1 Johnson outside. She doesn't want it there. Tosses it to Anderson, now tries to post up. No angle. Left wing, it's Williams. Williams slashes left. Door shut by Jones. Back outside, 4 on the shot clock. Feed inside, deflected, turnover. Picked up by Jones. Outlet for the Augies to McLemore, who avoids a trap. Finds Jones, and she'll try to set up the offense despite immense pressure from Barker. McLemore, step back, top of the key, online, halfway down, jacking the box out. And the offensive rebound to McCoy. Out to Jones for 3, left of the key. Misses again, rebound by McCoy, misses the putback. This time Bethel comes up with it. And a reach in on either Spiess or McCoy. And that will be the first foul of the game. It goes against Camille McCoy.
3.5 minutes, only 4 points scored. What was the over-under on this game? About 90?
I got all my money on the under. 6.5 minutes to go in the first. We're tied at 2. Bethel with the basketball. Right wing, it's Barker looking for the post angle. Lob into Johnson. Stripped going up. Out of bounds. Last touched by the quick hands of Spiess. It's still Bethel basketball. 16 on the shot clock. They'll inbound baseline right, facing the hoop. Moving left to right. Holding it high above her head. No look pass. Would have been to the official. He was wide open, but overthrew everyone else. And Barker with the turnover. And the ball goes back in this defensive struggle.
Deuce is wild. Both teams with 2 turnovers, both teams with 2 points.
And the ball back to Augsburg, trying to get rid of all those terrible 2s. Wubin, nice to the right. Dribble handoff to Jones. Top of the key, it's McLemore. A couple dribbles to the right. Wubin out to Spiess. Attacks baseline left. Can't find an angle to finish off the glass. Fighting for the loose ball. Spiess a little bit over-aggressive. And it looks like the foul will be called.
Yep, Cameron, her first second team foul against the Augies.
A little over 6 minutes to go. Still 2-2 here in the first quarter. Both teams playing well defensively. Both teams, safe to say, missing some shots as well. Johnson with the ball for Bethel. Has her pocket picked by Spiess. Spiess, 2-on-1 the other way. Goes all the way to the 10. Blocked going up. And fouled. She will go to the line to shoot 2.
The Augies averaging 15 steals the ball game. There's one by Cameron Spiess, went coast to coast, but she was fouled. Fouled in the act by McKenna Pearson. Augie's a 72% free throw shooting team. Cameron at about 70%.
And that percentage is going to go down just a little bit. She misses the first one to the left. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. A chance to take the lead from the line. Spiess bends her knees, high release. Off back iron, offensive rebound by McLemore, who uses her elbows to clear space but falls and loses the basketball. Here comes Bethel down the left sideline. It's Barker. Picks it up into the corner. It's Johnson. They're daring her to shoot a 3. She's 6'1". She can make it from out there. But certainly that's the poison you pick. Steal by McLemore. Augsburg maybe had a chance at a break. They instead slow things down and will reset across the dividing line. McLemore straight away. Right wing, it's McCoy. Couple dribbles middle, intended for Wubin, running a little bit of a 3-person weave offense up top. McLemore drives right all the way to the hoop, tries to shovel it up, too far under the basket and steps on the baseline. 5:01 to go in the first quarter. Still just 2 apiece.
Augie shooting 40%, but not in this game. Bethel shooting 46%, but not in this game.
Neither team having their best offensive game of the year, that's for sure. Asia Wilson will check in at the scores table for Augsburg. Probably the best three-point shooter on the team. Maybe she can get the offense going. Also coming in is Jasmine Solseth. Bring some height and athleticism. McLemore and Speece check out.
Asia Wilson, 5'6" junior from De La Salle, and Jasmine, 5'10" sophomore from St. Croix Lutheran.
Barker to trigger it in, lobs into Anderson, catches it under the hoop. Right-handed hook shot, well defended, misses short, rebound in traffic to McCoy. She'll outlet up ahead, left wing, it's Jones, setting up the offense. Now defended by Barker. Wants a screen, can't get a switch to Wilson, now back to McCoy. And they call her for a travel. Looked like there may have been some contact on the hand that forced it, no call. And it's back to the Royals, still 2-2.
5.5 minutes into this hotly contested contest.
We talked about a potential 2-point game being the decision. We didn't think that one team might only have two. Obviously a lot of game to go. Both of these teams are going to find a rhythm at some point. Anderson all alone, left corner three. Can't leave her that open. Tate Anderson makes it 5-2. Bethel takes their first lead of the game.
Tate with her 9th three, 9 out of 56 for Tate. Young lady out of White Bear Lake.
And the inbound pass deflected against full court pressure. Right back out of bounds on the baseline. Still Augsburg ball. Wilson picks up her dribble in a dangerous spot. Now they find Jones up ahead to Wilson. She'll cross half court. They trap her. Can she get away from it? A high pass to Jones. Jones now pushing. Right wing. Wilson. Deep three. Online. Buckets! Asia Wilson ties it back up. 3 points off the bench.
Number 36 on the season for Asia. Our 3-point specials. 36 threes were tied.
3:26 to go. Anderson drives left to right and runs into Solseth as she tries to whip a pass to the right corner. Offensive foul called on Anderson. Really good defense being played by both teams early. Anderson, that's her first foul. Team second. And here comes full court pressure again. Anderson checks out, as does Williams.
Michaela Cragen coming in for Bethel. She's a 5'8" sophomore, another former White Bear Lake Bear.
McKenna Pearson also back into the game. Wubin breaks the press for the Augies. Looking to go coast to coast. Stops and finishes off the window on the right block. Wubin regains the lead for the Augies. 7-5. Just over 3 minutes to go in quarter number one. An offensive explosion. Up top, it's Pearson. Pressured by Wubin inside to Schwartz. Misses at the basket. Gets her own board. Recollects and uses her size to finish over McCoy. As Schwartz, who's 5'9", able to just power her way in. McCoy a long two, straight away a step inside the arc, misses to the right, rebound Johnson. Just hands it to Barker, who surveys the chess pieces as she sets up the offense. Pearson, right wing, they give her space. She just lines it up and shoots it. Air ball, too much weight room. And the rebound to Jones in transition. Long pass up ahead to Wubin, ahead of the pack. Stops, pump fakes, and draws contact on Pearson. That will be the second on Pearson and the third on the Royals, Tom.
Checking the scoreboard, women's basketball, the early game up. And it was McAllister defeating St. Olaf 75-51. And Hamlin leading Concordia 48-47 first half.
First free throw by Wubin on the money as Tessa Anderson checks in.
33 Speece.
And Speece checks out Speece comes back in, for McCoy. One of two free throws for Wubin. She has 3 points. Augsburg with an 8-7 lead. Bethel with the basketball. Driving right and fouled
All on Spies, I think. Yep.
That was Michaela Cragen. Foul on Spies.
Number 3.
McLemore coming back in. Carly Coe coming in for the Augies. Carly, our 5'11 senior from Becker, one of our 2 seniors on the roster.
That's the most exciting part about this Augsburg team is there's a lot of talent coming back in the future. They're having a very good year this year. We're not looking ahead, but
Hey, Bethel's only got 1 senior.
these could be the 2 teams of the future in the MIAC. I have a feeling St. Thomas will have something to say about that as well. 2 minutes.
Does.
2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 8-7 Augsburg. Driving left, kicking it out. In the corner, it's Cragen. Cragen down the baseline. Big lane as she finishes the easy bunny off the window. 9-8. Bethel regains the lead. Augsburg with the ball trying to come back. McLemore has not scored yet, the leading scorer for the Augies. Solseth backing down, spin move all the way to the 10. Scoop shot too strong, a little out of control. Had the angle, just could not slow down her body momentum to get the touch she needed on that shot. Johnson fakes, drives down the left side, right to left, and is tied up.
Great job by Jasmine Solseth. She went up with a basketball, tied her up, and the jump ball possession now belongs to Bethel. 1:16 to go here in the first quarter, and Selena Lohr is going to come in, a freshman from Winona, Minnesota, 5'5" freshman. She takes over for Ariana Jones at that point guard spot for head coach Ted Reversa. And the inbounds pass at the back of the backboard, and it goes over to the Augies.
Augies with a chance to get the lead back. We have gone back and forth on the floor for the Augies. Lohr, Solseth, Wilson, McLemore, and Cobo. Only one original starter. As Lohr with the handle going against zone pressure, gets it across to Solseth, who is fouled from behind by Tessa Anderson, who then dives for the loose ball, and Solseth almost trips over her right on the big blue BU logo at midcourt. Minute 6 in the first quarter, 9-8 is your score. Wilson will inbound in front of the scorer's table. Augsburg moving right to left. Lohr with the hip-high right-handed dribble, pressured by Barker. Deep left, it's McLemore. Right back up top to Solseth. Keeps the ball moving, finds Wilson right wing. No room to breathe with Tessa Anderson defending. Lohr trying to set up the offense, but is forced all the way back to the volleyball spike line before she can get it to Wilson. 7 on the shot clock. Wilson backing down, finding a cutting Solseth, who tries to pass it along the baseline, has it stolen. Here comes Tessa Anderson. Anderson driving mid-range left, drags the back foot, travel called. 29.5 seconds. Who will get to double digits first? With potentially, this could be the last possession of the quarter, but Lohr drives in, gets all the way to the rack, and just misses the right-handed floater off back iron. And now Bethel will slow things down and try to hold for the last shot. Barker with the right-handed handle, straight away. Gives it up to Anderson, 10 on the clock. Johnson dribbles to the free throw line, back to Anderson. Hot potato back to Johnson. Dribbles in, loses the basketball. Tries to shoot it from her knees. And a long pass to McLemore is caught after the buzzer sounds. And that's our score after 9-8. Bethel with the lead over Augsburg here at Robertson Gymnasium. And we'll take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Minnesota Coach is the official bus provider for Augsburg Athletics. If you have travel needs for your group or special event, visit www.minnesotacoaches.com to learn more or to request a quote. Thank you to Minnesota Coaches. And Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies is Augsburg Athletics' first choice for a great meal. Devani's located right across the street from campus, offers the amazing Augie discount. Get 10% off any order. Just tell them you want the Augie discount at Devani's. For updates and information on all Augsburg University sports, check out our athletic website at athletics.augsburg.edu. Updated constantly with all the information on 21 of our Augie varsity sports. It's your online home for Augie Athletics. It's happening in Augie Sports. It's online at athletics.augsburg.edu. Busy weekend, swimming and diving, Friday and Saturday down in Puerto Rico. Wrestling, the junior varsity and the varsity both in action this weekend. We got basketball, St. Thomas at home And we've got hockey. The men are on the road and the women are at home. So a very busy sports calendar for the Augies coming up this Friday and Saturday. And we'll have hockey for you. We'll have basketball for you. And we'll have it covered here on Augie Game Central.
With this game being as close as it is, don't take your eyes away. 9-8, Bethel with the early lead after the first quarter over Augsburg. Augsburg in their road maroon and grays, Bethel in their home white and blues. Augsburg with the basketball. Starting the second quarter is Wubin, Kobo, Solseth, Lohr, and McLemore. Lohr with the ball, deep left. Dribble handoff to Wubin. Uses a stagger screen to the right. Stops. Quick reversal. Lohr. Post entry to Kobo. Left block. Probably traveled, and she did. She made the lefty hook on the spin, but picked up both feet to get that angle.
I think that's their 6th turnover. Turnovers are even at 6 apiece, according to my very unofficial stats.
Neither team shooting well from the field. As Bethel with the basketball, Tate Anderson, the third leading scorer in the MIAC with the ball, gives it up to her sister Tessa. Misses a short jumper. Tate with the rebound. Put back short.
And
Augsburg
Tate came
in
up
good.
with the back.
They have Augsburg in good position rebounding wise, and a foul is called.
Like Tate came in with the back.
That's a big foul.
With that, she'll come out.
Second foul on Tate.
Elizabeth Schwartz will come back in.
1-2-2, full court pressure. Lohr into the middle of the floor where it's easiest to break. Gives it up to Wubin. Had a step, but has the ball poked away from behind, and it's back to Bethel, still leading by 1. Barker wanted to throw the lob. It was well defended by Kobo. Kobo on the help defense, trying to shut the door on Schwartz, driving left. Gets there a little bit late, and Schwartz will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. We'll see who the foul is officially called on. That is on Jasmine Solseth, who was trying to funnel her baseline and found her help not there. First free throw by Schwartz, the sophomore from Savage, is up and in. She has 3.
Bethel by 62% from the line this season. But, of course, they make them both.
That means that they're going to miss them down the stretch in what we expect to be a very close game. Lohr to Wubin in the middle of the floor. This time she attacks, pulls up from 14. Just off to the left of the rim, and the rebound, 1 and done, back to Bethel. Lob into Schwartz, deflected, stolen by Wubin in front of the Augie bench. She gives it up to Lohr, who races down the right side before she's picked up by Schwartz, hip checked on the sideline, and the foul called on Barker. Her first, team second in the quarter. 8:36 remaining in the second quarter. McLemore yet to score for the Augies.
Ball away from the basket.
Foul will be credited to Tessa Anderson, her second.
Yep.
Team third for Bethel.
And she will come out. Coming in will be Michaela Criggan coming back in.
Barker will take her quick breather. Bella Williams also back in for Kobo. Short corner right side, tries to force her way baseline and steps on the baseline. 8:35 to go in the second quarter, 11-8. Bethel with the ball, leading by 3. Augsburg unbeaten in conference play, trying to stay that way to set up a potential showdown of 7-0 teams in the MIAC on Saturday, but they have to come back here as just like that, Tessa Anderson drives left and finishes the layup.
Tessa, she's a freshman, and Tate is the junior from White Bear Lake.
Lohr with the basketball, having trouble with the pressure, gets it across to Solseth. The extended ball pressure is giving Augsburg fits. It's another turnover. Here comes Tessa Anderson running the break. Stops, nowhere to go. Over to Johnson, a three-pointer. Springs off hind iron. Lohr can't pick up the board. It's to Williams, finding a cutting Johnson, who finishes the lefty lay-in.
Her first basket of the ball game.
It is now 15-8, biggest lead of the game for Bethel.
6 in a row. In fact, make that 8 in a row for the Royals.
And a near turnover. Here comes Wubin. Blocked by Johnson. Foul called, and that was a nice heads-up play by Kobo, who was pretending to seal for post position, but was really just screening off Johnson, making that rotation just that half step late to give Wubin a chance to draw the foul. First on Johnson, team fourth. Wubin's freebie uses all the rim, but eventually trickles through.
Number 1, Jones.
She's 2 for 3 from the line today.
And Jen Masello will come in for the first time tonight for the Augies. Jen, our first-year player from Darien, Illinois. And Carly Kobo will sit down.
Free throw up and down. Also coming in, Nicole Zielsdorf, sophomore from Arden Hills.
Playing dead for the Huskies at St. Anthony.
And with the basketball is Bethel. It's 15-10. Augies looking for a stop and then potentially hoping to cut it to a single possession game. Pregame on the left wing. Tries to feed it in a line drive to Schwartz. It's out of bounds.
What do you have on the stat there for turnovers in this ball game? I got about 16 between the two teams.
Can't count that high. Hey, we'll get that for you here very quickly. For 9 for Augsburg, and for Bethel, 11.
Aha.
Almost more than points. As a quick foul will send Ariana Jones to the free throw line. And in the penalty already, that 5th team foul was 7:13 to go in the quarter. A chance for Augsburg to get back into this from the free throw stripe. Jones nails the first one. Foul called on Bella Williams. It's her first. It's the first point for Ariana Jones, who averages about 8. Pass first point guard. Nails both freebies, shooting 70% on the year.
The Augies are 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
And they cut the deficit to 3, 15-12. And Haley Barker, number 2 in assists in the MIAC, back in at point guard. Augsburg has gone zone defense here for the moment. Johnson, deep right side, kicks it out to Barker. Skip pass right side, Tessa Anderson. Cut off and stolen. Up ahead, it's Jones ahead of the pack, blocked. An athletic play by Michaela Cragen to prevent a lay-in. Jones tried to scoop it up, and Cragen used those long arms to go over the top. Still Augsburg basketball, 6:47 to go in the second quarter, and a chance to tie this up with a 3. Quick entry, three-pointer up, way too strong from Zielsdorf. And the rebound to Bethel, nearly steal for Jones. Loose ball to Anderson, saved from out of bounds, all the way back near half court. Here comes Barker to Anderson, finishes the reversal. Cragen, an air ball from the right corner. Rebound to McLemore, gives it up to Jones, and it's back to the Augies. McLemore, again, has not scored yet, as actually both teams playing zone now. Zielsdorf, an open 3, splashes it in, left wing. Nicole Zielsdorf, the triple.
Here's her 4th of the season. We've come all the way back from 7 down. We're tied for the 4th time tonight. 15 all.
6 minutes to go until halftime. And the momentum swinging in the favor of the Augies. Cragen inside to Schwartz, pumps. She's surrounded by Augies in the zone like a maroon amoeba. Now into Barker, who just splits the 2 defenders at the top of the zone and makes a difficult 10-foot floater. Haley Barker regains the lead for Bethel, and then the Augies turn it over. An errant pass intended for Jones, thrown by Masello, and it's out of bounds.
Tate Anderson back in the ball game for the Bethel Royals.
She'll play with 2 fouls with 5:34 to go in a pretty tightly called game. See if Coach Reverso tries to go right at her. Open 3 from the right wing, too strong from Tessa Anderson. Long rebound to Zielsdorf. Augies can tie or take the lead with a 3. Jones to Zielsdorf. She'll shoot from the right side. I don't think she called it, but she banked it in anyway. Augies regained the lead. 18-17, 5:09 to go in the second quarter.
Fourth lead change of the ball game.
Royals with the basketball, right wing. Barker sails it over the head of everyone. Stolen by McLemore, nearly falls over. Somehow keeps her feet, waits for Jones to come and take the basketball from her. And now Jones being hassled all the way full court. Zielsdorf feeling it, tries to drive right, and she's fouled.
Bonus time.
That will be on Tessa Anderson. And it's freebies.
That's her third.
The third on Tessa Anderson, 2 on Kate Anderson. Would love to get her a third foul. Have to sit out the rest of the half.
Final McAllister beating St. Olaf 75-51.
Zielsdorf coming off the bench and having a big second quarter. 7 points now.
Leads us in
Only
scoring.
averages 2.3 per game. Her season high is 12. She had that against Crown. Ways to go for that, but she is well on her way. With that second made free throw, she has 8. It's 2017 Augsburg.
They've made 6 free throws in a row, so the shooting is starting to pick up.
It was a low-scoring first quarter. Both offenses starting to figure it out. A quick lay-in by Schwartz. She has 6. Macello crosses half court. The dual sport athlete for the Augies.
Yep, plays soccer.
Jones on the left wing against this zone defense. High post, it's Macello. She's smothered, loses the ball. And Barker now surveying the defense. Up ahead to Tate Anderson, defended by Asia Wilson. Back outside to Barker, dribbles to the left, and splits the double team like a pair of saloon doors and finishes the layup. Up ahead, it's Zielsdorf to Wilson. Another zone buster. That was right on line from the left wing. Hits front iron and then off the back. 21-20. Bethel with a 1-point lead. 3:36 to go in the second quarter. It's been an exciting second quarter. Inside, it's Williams. Drives from the right block. Scoops and one. First basket of the game for Bella Williams, but it comes at a big moment. Kate Anderson will check out as Hannah Johnson comes in.
Asia Wilson will pick up her first foul.
And Williams' free throw swirls through. So Bella Williams with 3. It's a 4-point lead for Bethel. Jones up ahead to Macello. Pass to Williams, left wing. Jones, Macello holding it above her head. Now skip to Williams, left wing, or Wilson, excuse me. Good look from the left wing for 3. Just a little bit too much muscle. And the rebound to Bethel. Big defensive possession here for Augsburg. Schwartz, right block, back to the right wing. It's Williams, skip pass to Cragen. Tries to drive, nowhere to go. Now in Johnson, 12 feet straight away, forces her way in. Difficult shot, well defended by Macello, but an offensive rebound by Schwartz, who finishes up and in. And a timeout called by Ted Reverso. Does not like what he sees with 2:45 to go in the second quarter. 26-20. Bethel with the lead over Augsburg. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
Whether you're traveling for work or taking vacation from at the Courtyard Minneapolis downtown, helps you put more play in your stay. From the gym and the pool to redesigned guest rooms and social lobby space, they've got you covered. Visit them at courtyardminneapolis.com/Augsburg. Make room for a little fun at the Courtyard. And owned and operated by an Augsburg alumni, 360 Wow Inc. is the parent company to several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities. 1-800-GOT-JUNKIE Movie and Shack Shot. Looking for a great shop, a great team with great pay that is near campus. Learn more or apply online by visiting 360wowinc.com. Other scores of final up in Moorhead, Concordia. The Cowboys defeating Hamlin 54-50. They even up their season record at 7-7. Second quarter, St. Thomas up on St. Kate's 27-16. First quarter, St. Mary's at home, leading Carleton 25-15.
Back to action, an offensive foul called on Ariana Jones, a push-off against the pressure. Her first, team third on the Augies, so the ball back to Bethel after the timeout. Not what Coach Reverso drew up in the huddle. That is for certain. Williams not being respected in that zone. Quick pass back outside, a missed jumper by the Royals, and here comes Zielsdorf, right wing three, splash!
3-3, doubling her season total, and she cuts the lead in half.
11 points, one away from a season high, and it's 26-23, 2:14 remaining. Cragen, nice feed into Schwartz, finishes on the right block, diagonal pass through the interior of the zone. And Schwartz having a big game off the bench. She already has 10 for Bethel. As McCoy back into the game, gets a similar angled pass inside the zone and finishes for an easy 2. Here comes Cragen for Bethel. Back outside to Barker. Whips it around. It's over to Williams. Back to Cragen in the non-painted lane. Johnson to Barker. Attacks left, kicks it out. Cragen at open 3. Augies dodge a bullet off the back iron and back to Augsburg. They could tie with a 3. Wilson thought about it. She was open. McCoy will shoot from 10. Just kind of runs over Johnson, trying to get her own offensive rebound, and the foul called. The official standing right there.
Score from Samuel B. Hall. Looks like it's halftime. Augsburg 41, Bethel 38. On Channel 1 here on Augie Game Central. McCoy with that second foul. She comes out. Jasmine Solseth coming back in the ballgame. And Nicole Zielsdorf will get a rest. Asia Wilson will come out. Looks like we've got Keisha Wubin in. Solseth.
On the floor is Wubin, Solseth, McLemore, Jones, and Macello.
Yep.
Bethel with the basketball. Williams, a quick crossover and the lefty finish. And Williams with a nice move. And here comes Augsburg down 30-25, trying to cut into it before halftime. Macello, right elbow, back to Jones. Over to Solseth, mid-range jumper, short corner right side. Off the bracket, here comes Cragen. She's pressured, nearly loses the ball. But it's Schwartz on the right side. Kicks it to Cragen, thought about a 3. Finds Williams holding it above her head. Keeps the ball moving around the perimeter, tracing the arc. To Barker, uses a screen to the left. Able to turn the corner, but a foul called on Augsburg, on Macello. Trying to bump Williams on the screen. Or no, they say that she fouled Johnson.
15 fouls, so bonus time at the line for Hannah Johnson. Held at just 2 points, came in averaging 16.
Both of the leading scorers for Bethel have been held in check. 3 for Johnson, just 5 for Tate Anderson. But they've given up 10 off the bench to Elizabeth Schwartz. 5 to Bella Williams, who averages less than 4 per game. And they've made up from it in other places. Both free throws are good. It's 32-25. 4 points for Johnson, 18 seconds. Here comes the Augies. Wubin, left wing, drives in all the way to the hoop, finishes off the glass with the right hand on the left side. Tasia Wubin with a big bucket, goes with a steal. Here comes Barker. Johnson has the ball stripped, and time expires in the first half. 32-27. Bethel leads by 5 over Augsburg, who is undefeated in the MIAC. They will have to come back to try to stay that way in the second half. We'll take a quick break and have a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back with some stats and analysis.
All right, the Corner Bar is a proud sponsor of Augsburg Athletics, located in the historic Seven Corners district. Corner Bar is the perfect place for great food, outstanding pizza, and the almost world-famous Joey Wings. And there's tons of screens, so you won't miss a second of the action. Visit thecorner.bar for more information on the Corner Bar. And Jimmy John's the number one sandwich choice for Augsburg Athletics, located on the northwest corner of campus and provide fast delivery. How fast, you ask? Freaky fast. Go to www.jimmyjohns.com to view their menu and hours. That's Jimmy John's. Slow start to this game, as it was 9-8 Bethel at the end of the first quarter. We had 4 ties, 5 different lead changes. Bethel, their biggest lead 7. The Augie's biggest lead has been 2. Game of turnovers in the first half as well. Meanwhile, Logan's got the team stats up on the screen. And what do we have team-wise?
So Nicole Zielsdorf has come off the bench to lead Augsburg with 11 points, 3 of 4 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Everyone else has really had a difficult time. Kasia Wubin with 7 points, 2 of 3 shooting, 2 points from Ariana Jones, 4 from Camille McCoy, 3 from Asia Wilson. That's it. Tamira McLemore, the team's leading scorer, averaging 15 points per game, has yet to score, has only shot twice. She will have to find a way to be a little bit more aggressive. Certainly Bethel is trying to slow her down, but she's good enough that she can find ways to score regardless. For Bethel, they've been led by Elizabeth Schwartz off the bench with 10 points, 5 for Tate Anderson, 5 for Bella Williams, 4 from Haley Barker, 2 from Tessa Anderson, 4 from Hannah Johnson, and 2 from Michaela Cragen. Augsburg shooting just 33% from the field. Bethel has come back. They were on fire in that second half or second quarter, I should say, after that slow start. They're shooting 48% for the game and just 12% from beyond the arc, but they've been able to get to the line, get into the paint. Augsburg actually shooting pretty well from downtown, 44%, but only shooting 9 threes, so they're 4 of 9. And the real key stat, both teams with a lot of turnovers, 14 for Bethel, 12 for Augsburg, but Augsburg has only turned those 14 turnovers into 6 points, while Bethel has turned the 12 into 11. That's really the biggest difference in the game, is that Augsburg is doing a lot of good things. They just need to make some shots and take advantage of some opportunities.
Bethel winning the battle of the boards, at least defensively, so we're not getting a lot of second shots. Offensive boards are 4 offensive boards per team. And you mentioned the turnovers, a couple of block shots for the Augies, 3 for Bethel. And the Augies have 8 steals, about halfway towards their season average, and Bethel has 4. Turning our attention to the rest of the scoreboard, men's basketball, we mentioned the Augies leading by 3 at half. And at the end of the first half, St. Mary's trailing Carleton 34-29. And St. John's at home leading Gustavus 39-24. Hamlin Concordia, McAllister St. Olaf, no score. Women's basketball final, McAllister 75 and St. Olaf 51. MAC with their 3rd win of the year, their first in conference. And it was Concordia winning at home, beating Hamlin 54-50. The Cowboys now 4-3 in conference, 7-7 overall. St. Thomas, St. Kate's, and the Tommies have doubled up the lead, 32-16 for the Wildcats late second quarter. And at the half, St. Mary's at home, down to Winona, leading Carleton 25-19, and those are the only scores that we do have. On the Augie Sports calendar, on the hockey front, coming up this weekend, the Augie men's hockey team on a roll, but they're going to get tested. They will take on the number 1 ranked team in the country, Stevens Point the Pointers, from Willett Arena on Friday night. And they'll be staying overnight, then heading to Menominee to take on UW Stout on Saturday. The Augie women's hockey team, they will go home and home with Hamlin Friday night at the Ed Saugestad Ring. And I'll have that game for you here on Augie Game Central. And then the rematch on Saturday afternoon, 1:30. That's a different start time, not 2 o'clock, but 1:30. The Augies and the defending MIAC champions, the Hamlin Pipers, 1:30 at the Tria Rink. And in basketball coming up this weekend, it's St. Thomas weekend. The Augie women at 1, the men at 3 o'clock. And, of course, we'll have both of those games for you here on Augie Game Central. Swimming and diving team, they've got the holiday break. And they are down in Puerto Rico. Of course, school doesn't start until next Monday. And the wrestling team is in action this weekend as well. Junior varsity and the varsity both in action. The Augie wrestling team won the national duels. Right now they and Wartburg are tied for the number 1 ranking in the country in Wartburg and Augsburg. The Battle of the Bergs coming up on January 30th at Cy Melby Hall, and we'll have the broadcast of that match here on Augie Game Central. Adam Bartles will be on hand to lend his very expertise. And I think that's it. I think I've covered all the sports.
Well, here we have a 32-27 game. Augsburg trails on the road at Bethel here in Robertson Gymnasium, and they will need to make up a 5-point deficit at halftime. And Tom, do you want to take a little bit of a break, or do you want to keep jabbering?
No, I ran out of jabbering. This is my third game in 3 nights. So we'll step back, and we'll be back with the second half in about 7 minutes. And back here at the Robertson Center on the campus of Bethel University up here in Arden Hills, 32-27 Royals here at the half. Augies need to tighten things up in the paint, where they've given up 24 points and scoring just 8, and then find their range from beyond the arc. Take a trip down memory lane, and memory lane's in Flashback Cafe on 26th Avenue in South Minneapolis. 30 bowling lanes, live entertainment, great food, and 2 game rooms make for a great time. Visit www.memorylanesmpls.com for more information. And Twin City Orthopedics, proud to be the official sports medicine provider for Augsburg Athletics. TCO offers orthopedic urgent care hours at 6 convenient locations across the metro. Open 8 to 8, 7 days a week. Visit them at tcomn.com to find a location nearest you. You can listen and watch more than 130 live Augsburg sporting events online by going to our website at athletics.augsburg.edu. We have live webcasts at 11 different sports during the school year. Our Game Central portal features live webcasts along with live statistics of home events. You'll be able to watch and listen to archived events on demand. Go online to athletics.augsburg.edu and click on the live stats and webcast link. Click the Auggie Live link on game days. Second half underway at Sam Elby Hall. Augsburg leading the Bethel Royals by a score of 48-41. Logan?
And here at Robertson Gymnasium, Augsburg going to have to come back from behind, down 32-27, just 5 points. And you would like to think that Augsburg, who averages shooting 40% from the field, that they'll regress to the mean a little bit, or progress to the mean in this particular case, and shoot a little bit better, shooting just 33% in that first half. A lot of that credit to the Bethel defense. But Augsburg also missed some shots that they're capable of making.
Hopefully they do what they did against St. Mary's at that 25-10 fourth quarter. So, again, the Augies are going to have to come from behind to try to stay unbeaten here in conference.
Same starting 5 for Augsburg. McLemore, McCoy, Speece, Jones, and Wubin. Also the same for Bethel with Barker, Pearson, Anderson, Williams, and Johnson. Barker with the ball right wing, no-look pass to Williams. Door shut. Has to give it up to Johnson. Difficult lefty hook. Trickles off the side iron. And the rebound to Speece. Here comes the Augies. McLemore, who has not scored. The leading scorer for the Augies and 7th leading scorer in the entire conference. Quick pass into Speece, misses a short turnaround right side, and it's back to Bethel. Still 32-27. We're in the third quarter, 9:21 to go. Tate Anderson tries to shoulder her way to the rim. Loose ball, and a foul then called on Barker. Both teams playing physical early. On Barker, that is her second, team first on the Royals. And here comes full court pressure. Wubin gets it into Ariana Jones, moving left to right here in the third quarter are the Augies. McCoy, right wing, dribbles left, gets to that 10-foot area she likes so much and makes the shot, but cringing down on the ground. Looks to be injured.
Of course, last week we had that serious injury. Abby Jordan went down against St. Ben's. And her leg right now is in a cast, and she's going to have surgery as soon as the swelling goes down. But Abby Jordan, and her season is done. And Camille McCoy came down. Missy struck out there. Our athletic trainer, and Camille is sitting up. And now some of the players, we've got about 3 players that are in street clothes right now. And Camille gets up, but it's her right ankle. And she's going to have to be helped off to the bench. And that's a big loss for the Augies. Her senior leadership, her physicalness in the paint. And Missy will have to take a look at her. And the lead is 3 right now with 9:02 to go in the third quarter.
32-29, Solseth checks in for the injured McCoy. And they will have to do it without her. She did make the shot, again, to draw back within 3. Anderson with the ball, kicks it out, open shot. Pearson misses the 3, rebound deflected, pinballed into the hands of Solseth, who tried to throw it to Wubin, but Wubin had ran away. Another open 3, this time Speece rips down the board. Speece, the outlet up the right sideline is deflected. And the Augies are just going to have to be a little bit more careful throwing those initial outlet passes. Bethel's putting so much pressure on. McLemore inbounding near half court. Nobody initially open, now finds Speece, who runs to the ball. Gives it up to Jones. She'll set the table. Wubin left wing. Given space by Pearson. Out to Solseth. Defended by Johnson. Left wing. Towards the corner, it's Jones. Dribbles back up top, around the arc. Speece, nice to the hoop. Finishes and one.
Cameron averaging 10 points a ball game, just her first 2 tonight. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. 32-31. As picking up her third foul is McKenna Pearson for the Bethel Royals.
A big play right there. That will bring in another player with 3 fouls. Tessa Anderson off the bench. The old-fashioned three-point play is completed. Cameron Speece ties things up at 32.
Augie's 8-11 from the charity stripe.
Anderson coming in has 2 points. Full court pressure by the Augies. It's broken. Here comes Williams down the middle of the floor. Out to Tessa Anderson. An open right corner 3. Buries it. Just like that. Augie's back down 3. Here comes McLemore in transition. Pump fakes. Hangs in the air. Left side off the glass. Good. First 2 for McLemore. 1-point game. 35-34. Fast-paced action. 7:53 to go in the third. Tate Anderson has the ball poked away, but it goes back to Barker. Double teamed by Solseth. And McLemore finds space, gives it to Tate Anderson. Nearly has her pocket picked, but feeds it inside to Johnson. Out to Tessa Anderson. Left corner 3 this time. Halfway down, Gophers back out. Offensive board missed. Another tip in missed. That one was by Tessa Anderson, the first one by Tate, and the Augies finally clear the board. And Jones tells everyone to slow down as she sets up the play. Wubin attacks right side all the way to the hoop and finishes to regain the lead for the Augies on the right side. Wubin comes up limping just a little bit. As Cragen coming back in for Bethel. Wubin staying on the floor. But a big basket by Wubin, who has 9 points today. 36-35, 7-11 to go in the third quarter. Augies trying to remain undefeated in conference play.
Our 6th lead change. We come back all the way back from a 5-point deficit at half.
Johnson, right block. Skip pass to the left wing. Anderson navigates through traffic. Misses a floater off to the right, but is fouled.
Personal foul on 33, Speece.
And son Cameron, her third.
Yeah, that's a big moment here for Coach Reverso, whether he lets her try to play through it. The free throw was missed by Anderson. Wubin will check out as Asia Wilson checks in.
First miss by Bethel tonight. From the free throw line.
Leaving Speece in for now, although Cobo now checking in at the scores table, maybe coming in for Speece. Second free throw made by Anderson. And we're knotted up at 36. Cobo does come in for Speece with 3 fouls. They probably smartly take her out. A near steal.
Yeah, 2-2-1 zone by Bethel in the backcourt.
The pressure has given Augsburg issues. Jones with the ball up ahead. They cross half court to Wilson. Ball fake against the 2-3 zone in the half court. Wilson to Jones. Right wing, it's McLemore. One more. Cobo in the corner. Quick reversal around the arc. McLemore to Jones. Launches from deep. Just off left. But the rebound died for by McLemore, who could not keep her balance, fell down.
She tried to call a timeout while she was falling down, and the referee didn't buy it.
Still tied, 36 apiece. Anybody's game. 6.5 minutes to go in the third. As Williams running the point. Setting up inside to Johnson. Pass out to Anderson. Dribbles inside right. Now back to the left wing. It's Tessa Anderson to her sister Tate. Now Johnson, right block. A lefty hook going to the left over the right shoulder. And it's right on the money. She has 6. It's a 2-point lead as Augsburg breaks the press. Augsburg down 2, I should say, with the ball. They can take the lead with a 3 against this zone. McLemore, Wilson, and Jones, all good shooters. McLemore, right wing, open for 3. Banks it in!
T-Mac from downtown. She's got 5 this half.
McLemore getting going. Her first 3 of the game. I don't think she called it bank, but she'll take it all the same. A step through that looked like it may have had an extra step for Tessa Anderson. No call. And the finish, it's 40-39 Bethel.
Our 9th lead change of the ball game. My goodness.
Neither team backing down. A lot of counter punching. See if Augsburg can do it again. Kobo left all alone from 10 feet. All glass, no iron. Too much muscle. And a steal the other way. Here comes Augsburg with numbers. It's Jones. McLemore to the 10. Finishes. And the foul. McLemore was scoreless in the first half, has exploded 7 in the third. Now they take it off. The officials discuss and change it to an offensive foul. An unpopular call on the Augsburg side as Schwartz and Barker back in for Bethel. Schwartz, the leading scorer in the game for the Royals with 10. And what a tough break for the Augies. They still trail 40-39. An eternity left, 5 in the third. We still have the whole fourth quarter. We've already had over 6 lead changes. I would expect several more before all is said and done.
9
lead changes.
6 ties.
Right wing, it's Tate Anderson looking for a post angle, nowhere to go. Skips it across to Johnson, left arc. And Kobo steals the lob pass, tips it to herself. Here comes McLemore in transition. Wilson thought about a deep 3 on the left wing. Now we'll pull it back on a reset, back man-to-man defense. Nope, they're still in a zone, is Bethel.
There's
Wilson,
Asia.
top of the key,
Yes.
open, buckets.
Nothing but net for Asia. She's got 2 threes tonight, 37 on the season, and the Augies have the lead back.
43-40, and a steal the other way. A tie-up called as Barker was driving in. Ariana Jones, it's 42-40. The scoreboard was off. Looked like Ariana Jones ripped that away. They called it a jump ball.
Possession belongs to the Augies.
Still Augies basketball, but they'd love to have the arrow too. Wilson just races down the sideline to break the press, gets out of the trap, and here comes McLemore right wing. To Jones, open 3, rattles in! And Coach John Herbertsmeyer calls a timeout. The Augies lead 45-40, 3:53 to go in the third. We'll take a break and be back after this word from our sponsors.
This comeback keyed by 3 threes, one by T-Mac, one by Ari, and one by Asia. And the Augies have now scored 6 in a row, lead 45-40 with 3:53 to go. At home, 61-50, the Augies over Bethel. And that is late second half. Quincy Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine provider for Augsburg Athletics. TCO offers orthopedic urgent care hours at 6 convenient locations across the metro. Open 8 to 8, 7 days a week. Visit them at tcomn.com to find a location nearest you. Again, without the services, Camille McCoy, as she went down with an ankle sprain. There's Abby over in the corner on her crutches. Don't need any more injuries.
45-40 is the score. Augsburg leads Bethel. Bethel with the basketball. It's Tate Anderson at the head of the key. Quick pass to Tessa on the right wing. Tessa Anderson puts it on the floor, tries to drive middle. Wilson slides with her. Inside. Nowhere to go for Barker. Out to Anderson. 10 on the shot clock. 3. High bounce off back iron. Foul called away from the shot against the Augies.
Might be on Carly Kobo. Yep.
It is on Kobo, her first, team third.
New shot clock for the Royals.
And Barker trying to set up an inbounds play. picks the right one. A really good look, probably a foul. No call this time. Augie's dodged the bullet, and here comes Augsburg with a 5-point lead and the basketball. Wilson, who knocked down a three on the last Augie's offensive possession. 2 possessions ago. Jones knocked down the last one. McLemore deep left, defended by Pregame. Pregame falls, but gets up, blocks the shot, but fouls McLemore. Physical game as Michaela Pregame trying to go toe-to-toe with the all-MIAC player, Tiara McLemore.
And for Michaela, her first foul, 3rd team foul. Team Mac at the lines, has 6 points.
And the first free throw for McLemore, who is a 74% free throw shooter, is good. Her second one is also good, increasing the lead to 7. As into the game is Jen Macello for Augsburg.
McLemore, a 7-point third quarter to key this comeback. We're leading by 7.
Augsburg playing zone defense. Tessa Anderson, left angle, bounce pass inside, diagonal high-low pass from Barker to Tate Anderson on the right. Block is fouled.
Yeah, McLemore came up her back and fouled her in the act, so it'll be a 2-shot foul for Bethel at the line.
Bethel's number 3.
Second on McLemore. 4th on the Augies in the quarter. First free throw misses off to the right. Tate Anderson, a really good shooter everywhere else, but only a 56% free throw shooter.
Yeah, she's only 1 of 3 from the line at 6 points.
She is the 3rd leading scorer in the conference. And Johnson is the 4th for Bethel. They have 2 of the top 5. They've both been limited today. 6 for Anderson, 6 for Johnson. Augies with the basketball, leading 47-41. Jones with the handle. Being straight-jacketed all the way out near half court by Barker. Gives it up to Wilson, struggling with the pressure. And a 5-second violation called. Or did they get a timeout?
I think she got the timeout before the 5
called.
Yep.
2:28 to go in the third. 47-41. Augsburg over Bethel.
Yeah,
we'll send it to Tom for a word from our sponsors.
Asia pressured out near that half-court line, and she thought the better of it and judiciously called the timeout before the turnover. So you want to know a secret about Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies? Devani's mixes their dough fresh in shop several times throughout the day, and they locally source ingredients as much as possible, like their award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. That's why Devani's Pizza tastes so good. Are you craving Devani's yet? Next broadcast, Augie Women's Hockey. Friday night, the Augie Ladies are back from their European trip where they 4-0, and they will host Hamlin on Friday night at the Saugestad Rink. And 6:50 my broadcast time. Rematch at the Tria Rink Saturday afternoon downtown St. Paul, and it's a 1:30 hockey game. Augie men on the road, Stevens Point and Stat.
2:28 to go in the third. Augsburg women lead Bethel 47-41, trying to stay on top of their perch in the MIAC. 2 on the shot clock. The last second heave hits nothing but glass. Shot clock violation as Macello tried to get off a shot. But 47-41 is the score. And Bethel 4-2, tied for third. So a big game if Augsburg holds on and St. Thomas takes care of business against Gustavus. There'll be a battle of undefeateds on Saturday in MIAC women's basketball. And a foul the other way on Johnson.
Yep, illegal pick, her second foul. Augie's up on Bethel men 67-52 late in the second half at home. So good news on home front. 1-2's pressed by the Royals.
Wilson directing traffic, now finds Jones, makes a nifty ball fake, gets 2 different Bethel defenders up in the air, but sails the pass over Wilson, who does track it down near the sideline. Wilson uses a moving screen.
Oh, come on.
That was a moving screen on Solseth, was leaning into it. And a minute 49, the ball back to Bethel. Got to get set.
Jazzy's second, 4th foul against the Augies. One more on either team. We got bonus the rest of the way.
Barker, the floor general Finds Tate Anderson, short corner right side, zips it back up top. Inside to Johnson, double team, shovels it back out to Barker. Drives in, kicks, left corner, open three for Pearson. Misses, pogos off hind iron. Back to Pearson, left wing. Thought about driving. Tries to just laser it into Tessa Anderson. It's deflected by McLemore out of bounds. Still Bethel basketball. Moving right to left. Deep pass into Tessa Anderson, given a big cushion by Wilson. Lob into Anderson after the quick reversal. No backside help. And Tate Anderson lays it in. 47-43. Big offensive possession for the Augies as we approach the end of the third. Could really use a shift in momentum. You can kind of feel the pendulum tilting back towards the Royals. And a perimeter foul called on Barker, trying to shadow Asia Wilson. That's
her third.
Third on Barker with 55.8 seconds to go.
Yep.
As we are in the penalty. So Wilson going to the line to shoot freebies. Where again, an excellent three-point shooter at 43%, a 60% free throw shooter. Pretty good.
69-54, Augies at home. Can't see the clock, how much time is left there, but it's got to be closing minutes.
And the first free throw is pure. Barker checks out with three, so Bella Williams comes back in with her white headband.
Augie's 4 for 4 from the line this half.
And you gave the old broadcaster jinx.
Yes, I did.
Misses the fifth one, but it's 48-43. Augies with the lead, Bethel with the ball. And do the Augies force the turnover? They do. Anderson tries to bounce pass it into Johnson. It's deflected by Wubin off the hand of Johnson. And with 44.7 seconds, the ball back to the Augies. Jones.
Half-court trap.
Jones good at avoiding that trap. She fell into it, but found a good passing angle. Dribble handoff to Wubin. Running the weave action. Jones, right wing three, wide open. Short off the lip. Strong rebound by Johnson. Here comes Bethel. They can not hold for the last shot. Macello in transition. A good job just swatting a pass away from Tate Anderson. Otherwise, it would have been a layup. Trailing the play. 16 seconds. Now the shot clock turned off. Lob to Johnson. Top of the key. Posting into Anderson. Solseth fighting for every inch. And is it a foul or out of bounds? I believe
it's on Jazzy.
It's a foul on Solseth. And that will be two free throws. It should be.
Nope, they evidently, what did they call? Bethel gets the ball back.
They must have said that Solseth hit it loose on the baseline because they didn't put a foul, and it's still Bethel ball. 10 seconds to go. Tessa Anderson, double team, pitches it back to Johnson. Had a lane, didn't take it. Now will dribble back up top and have to shoot a difficult shot. Instead finds Anderson, who just gets it off in time, almost banks it in, no good. At the end of three, Augsburg leads 48-43 over Bethel in MIAC action. We'll take a break and send it to Tom for our sponsor reads.
19-11 run by the Augies in that third quarter, keyed by Tamir McLemore's 7 points. Broadcast here tonight from the Robertson Center, brought to you by Wells Fargo, proud supporter of Augsburg University. Wells Fargo, earning back your trust, our greatest priority. Established in 1852, reestablished in 2018. And Jimmy John's the number one sandwich choice for Augsburg Athletics, located on the northwest corner of campus, just across the street from the beautiful Gateway Center. They provide fast delivery. How fast, you ask? Freaky fast. Go to www.jimmyjohns.com to view their menu and hours. That is Jimmy John's. Motor Coach Tours bring together some of the finest groups of people in our communities. The capable and professional staff of drivers, travel planners, mechanics, and support personnel at Minnesota Coaches know how to serve these groups as they travel to a variety of destinations locally and across the country, while offering excellence in customer safety, service, and satisfaction. Visit www.minnesotacoaches.com today to request a quote. Minnesota Coaches, the official bus provider for Augsburg Athletics. Augie looking to win their 12th Bethel looking to win their 11th. And both teams in the upper division of the MIAC right now.
Augsburg with a 5-point lead, 48-43. Leading scorer for the Augies is still Nicole Zielsdorf with 11. All of those points were in the second quarter, 3 triples when Bethel went zone for the first time, trying to knock them out of it. She had her moments. It's Augsburg ball. McLemore inbounds. On the floor, it's Jones, Solseth, Wubin, McLemore, and Spiess with 3 fouls. Ball deflected out of bounds. Still Augie's basketball. McLemore will enter it in right in front of the Augie bench. Moving left to right. Jones. Smothered by Barker. Has to retreat away. Left wing, it's Wubin. Uses a Spiess screen up high. Now back to the flaring Spiess, who drives in left to right.
Get in there.
Dances all around the rim and drops through the string. Cameron Spiess with the shooter's touch. She has 5. It's 50-43. 9:32 to go in the ball game. Bethel with the rock. Lob into Anderson. No backside help. Easiest layup she's made all year.
Williams to Anderson.
Anderson getting going now. She has 6 in the second half, 11 for the game. 50-45. Back to the Augies. Wubin, deep left side. Inside to Solseth. Attacking Johnson, nowhere to go. Doesn't even look to score. Instead, hands it off to McLemore. A tough runner. And that one misses off back iron. Rebound to the Royals. Right wing, Pearson. A little head fake, drives in and makes the running layup. 2 easy layups in a row. First 2 points for McKenna Pearson, who averages 11. And it's 50-47, a 3-point lead for the Augies, and a foul called.
That should be her
Bethel.
4th. Yep. Pearson picking up her 4th foul. Of course, the new quarter, that's the first foul against Bethel. Augies to inbound.
And it's to Jones. Solseth, beautiful bounce pass. Feed into McLemore. Left-handed and 1. Off the glass. McLemore, we mentioned she needed to be a little bit more aggressive and find ways to get towards the hoop. That time, a great job curling off the screen. Good bounce pass from Solseth. And the free throw is missed, but she does make the 2. That's going to be a quick foul on Spiess. That'll be her 4th. A silly foul, 80-plus feet away from the hoop.
Now getting a little nervous there at Samuel B. Hall. The Royals have cut it to 5, 72-67. They're in a timeout.
52-47. Augies with the lead here at Bethel. Bethel with the ball. Pearson playing with 4 fouls. And a steal by Spiess, playing with 4 fouls. Bounces it to Wubin. Nowhere to go. Gives it back to Spiess, and she's fouled by Williams. It's a foul affair here over the last couple minutes.
Bella will pick up her 2nd foul.
And now both of the players with 4 check out, both Pearson and Spiess. Oh, Pearson's out. That's her 5th.
Oh, that's her 5th. It was not Bella Williams. It was.
That's a tough
Pearson.
break.
Pearson finishing with just 2 points, 9 below her season average.
Inbound to McLemore. Uses a screen from Wilson. Back to Wilson, left wing. Triple threat position. Left-footed jab step. Dribbles middle. Back to McLemore. Pump fakes. Tough floater. Offensive rebound picked up by Wubin. Back to Wilson. Defended by Schwartz on the perimeter, where Wilson has an advantage. Solseth will shoot with 10 on the shot clock from the left elbow. Loose ball. Pinballs around into the hands of Johnson and Bethel. Up ahead of the pack is Schwartz. Wubin tries to get back and challenge her. Cannot find position, and Schwartz now with 12. 52-49, 3-point lead for the Augies. Augies with the ball. Skip past to McLemore on the right wing. Step back jumper on line. Bottom! McLemore, her 2nd 3-pointer.
She's got a dozen.
55-49, a huge shot from the leading scorer for the Augies. Tate Anderson hesitates from the left corner, kicks it out to Barker, keeps the ball moving inside to Anderson. She's fouled by McLemore, and she holds her head in frustration. I think she was guilty that time, Tom. Brought that hand down. Just the third on McLemore.
2-shot foul, or 2 shots at the line.
Anderson has not been particularly good from the free throw line. She did make that one.
3 of 5 in this game, just 60%. But she's in double figures. She's got a dozen. She's got 13.
Both of those go in, and they look smooth in the process. 55-51. Wilson avoiding a trap. Rifles it up ahead to McLemore. Back to Wilson. Against this zone, Wubin drives in. She's blocked by Schwartz cleanly. Here comes Barker down the left side for Bethel. Stops on the wing, skips it cross court to Anderson, hesitates, inside to Schwartz. Solseth recovers. Schwartz to Johnson, turns the corner right to left, out to Barker. She'll try a 3 over the lip and good. Haley Barker with the 3. She doesn't shoot from beyond the arc often, but she is 40% on the year. Makes that big one. It's 55-54. Augsburg's lead down to 1.
Augsburg's lead on Bethel men is just 2. It was 17.
Neither Bethel squad going away quietly. Beautiful backdoor cut by Jones, and she's fouled by Barker. And that should be her 4th.
Yep. And Aria will go to the free throw line.
Ariana Jones fouled by Haley Barker. I just about combined their 2 names.
Now 74-74 the men's game. Come on, Ari. There we go.
And the free throw is butter. 6 for Jones. McLemore will get a quick breather as Macello comes back in. I can't imagine McLemore will be out long.
There we go.
Both free throws on the mark. And Cragen will quickly check in for Bella Williams. Excuse me, for Haley Barker, not Bella Williams. Bella Williams will run the point. Left of the key. Hesitates and drives. Nearly stolen by Solseth. Probably a foul that they didn't call, and it's eventually out of bounds off of Solseth. Very physical game here, Tom. 5:57 to go in the ball game. 3-point lead for the Augies. Bethel can tie potentially with a 3. A lot of contact as
I think Jasmine may have gotten one.
Either Solseth or Wubin.
Nope.
Or Macello. One of those 3. And Bella Williams again will try to trigger it in. And it's stolen on the inbound pass by Jones, who can't quite tiptoe the line. Pushing the other way. Just gets a toe on the baseline. So 5:54 to go, and Williams will try to trigger it in again. This time hits Cragen, who a good karmic play right there, just hits off of her hands and out of bounds. Unforced error. And the hustle by Jones eventually pays off. And here comes Wilson. Up ahead to Wubin for Augsburg. Crosses half court. Avoids traffic. And here comes the Augies. Moving it around the perimeter to Wilson on the left side. Man-to-man defense being played. Macello.
And hurry, 7.
6 on the shot clock. Over to Jones, who is fouled by Williams. And that will be the 4th on the team. 2nd on Williams. But from here on out, it will be penalty time.
15 foul.
Oh, that is the 15th.
That is the 5th. It's wrong on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing at the line, but Ari is 4 for 4 from the line. Make that 5 for 5 from the line.
And it's 58-44. A little bit of breathing room for the Augies.
58-54.
58-54, correct.
There we go.
59-54.
Augies 8 free throws in this half. Thank you.
And a steal by Wubin. Wubin the other way. Here comes Jones. Skips it to Wilson. Left wing. Launches from deep. Nails it! Asia Wilson, a huge three to go up 62-54. 5:13 left in the fourth quarter, and Bethel calls a timeout. As they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout and have a word from our sponsors.
Asia, 10 points, 3 threes, 1 for 1 from the line. Now with 38 threes on the season for the Augies. She hit it from downtown. And where am I on my reads here? Breakfast on the go, refreshment after work. The Bistro has you covered. Whether you're enjoying our signature snacks or specialty beverages, the Bistro provides the perfect complement to your day when you're on the go or off the clock. Visit them at Courtyard, Minneapolis.com/Augsburg. Eat, drink, connect at the Courtyard. And owner-operated by an Augsburg alumni. 360 Wow Inc. is the parent company. There's several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities. 1-800-GOT-JUNKIE Movie and Shack Shine. You're looking for a great job and a great team with great pay. That is near campus. Learn more or apply online by visiting 360wowinc.com. Well, the men played to an overtime decision here earlier in the season. Here it's 80-78 Augsburg at Cy Melby Hall. Closing minutes to that basketball game.
Here at Robertson Gymnasium on the campus of Bethel University, it's 62-54. Asia Wilson just knocked down an enormous triple. And Bethel will have the ball on the floor for the Augies. Jones, Wubin, Wilson, Solseth, and Masello. For Bethel, it's Barker, Schwartz, Tate Anderson, Bella Williams, and Hannah Johnson. Johnson on the right wing, dribbles up high, defended by Solseth man-to-man. Barker now whips it over right arc, fighting for position down low. They call Wubin on a hook, trying to get in front of Tate Anderson. Just the first on Wubin, fourth team foul on the Augies. So both teams will be in the penalty for the rest of this matchup. 4:47 to go. Anderson will attack to the left side. She's going to be fouled by an Augie.
Cameron?
They call it on Asia Wilson.
Okay.
2 free throws for Tate Anderson, a 56% free throw shooter. And she made her last 2, misses that one.
Yeah, she's 3 of 7. 3 of 7.
And makes that one.
Make that 4 of 8. Lead is 7 for the Augies, and here's the press.
14 points for Anderson. Augies trying to hold on. Jones pushes up the left sideline, where she is pressured by Barker, playing with 4 fouls. Barker really key. Wubin with the ball, kicks it out to Jones, wide open, 3, rattles in! Jones with another key triple, and Augsburg with some breathing room, but a lot of time left, especially the way this is going. 4:13 to go in the fourth, and a turnover. Wubin pushing up ahead. No numbers, maybe should slow down. Instead tries to go 1-on-3, loses the basketball. And here comes Bethel. Barker left wing. Loosely defended by Wilson. Blows right by her. Whips it across the baseline into Tate Anderson. Spins on the right block. Is fouled from behind and loses the basketball. But she'll shoot 2 free throws.
All right, by the way, with that three-pointer, she had 10 points in this, half a dozen tonight.
65-55, a 10-point lead for Augsburg. And Anderson makes the first free throw. Spiess going to check back in, as well as McLemore. Spiess playing with 4 fouls as Masello and Wubin check out. The last foul was called on Jones, her second. That one off back iron. A scrum for the rebound. And it's won by Solseth. Big board for the Augies. Under 4 minutes to go. Calling out a set play is Jones as she tilts over to the left. Now Wilson trying to escape the pressure of Williams. Back out to Jones. 9 on the shot clock. Spiess attacks from the free throw line. To the block. Right side, misses the shovel shot. Rebound to Bethel. Bethel in the other direction is Williams. Up high, open shot for Barker. That one short, off the cylinder. Spiess running up ahead, catches the ball, makes it left-handed, left side, and one, fouled by Schwartz.
Cameron Spiess, 7 points all this half. The lead is 11, our biggest lead of the ball game.
The two all-conference caliber players for the Augies from last year returning. Tamira McLemore and Cameron Spiess, neither of them scored in the first half. Both of them have exploded here in the second. The old-fashioned three-point play is converted. 8 points in the second half for Spiess. 12 for McLemore. And the Augies lead 68-56, 3:09 to go in the ball game. Playing without Camille McCoy, who went down with an injury. Hopefully, she'll be able to come back before Saturday. Tough to tell from what we saw with her walking around. Full court pressure being put on by the Augies. Now they back off. Wubin just puts token pressure on Barker.
Augies at 20-13, fourth quarter.
That's inside to Johnson. Nice step through move. Draws contact on Solseth.
Personal foul on 45, Solseth.
2:53 to go. Johnson at the line. The 6'1 senior from Duluth, an excellent free throw shooter at 85%. See if we can get the broadcaster jinx going. It works every time, Tom.
Hannah played for the Greyhounds up at Duluth East.
One more free throw.
10 points below her season average. Now 9.
Held her well below her season average in the first matchup,
yes,
too. Just 9 points the first two times these teams matched up. Wubin with the ball. Augsburg with possession, 68-57, 2:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jones gets a little bit lackadaisical with the dribble weave handoff. Here comes Barker in transition. Spins away from McLemore, who tries to sell the charge. Nobody touched her, and that makes it an easy lay-in for Barker, who now has 7. Solseth crosses half court, gives it up to Jones. 2:15 to go in the fourth. 9-point lead for the Augies. Solseth on the perimeter. Wubin, right angle on the arc. 6 on the shot clock. Spiess attacks off the bounce, misses right side. Rebound to Johnson, who will walk it up herself for the Royals. Nobody picks her up. Could tell she was thinking about dribbling into a three. Thinks better of it. Crowd getting into it here at Robertson Gymnasium. Quick crossover by Barker. And Barker with nifty Kevin McHale-like post moves from the point guard and finishes the left-handed shot.
68-61, yeah, Bird to McHale, a deuce for the Celtics. Time out of the floor with 1:40 to go. And closing minutes of the game at Sam Elby Hall. And I think it might be over. No, there's still time. 84-81 in favor of the guys.
68-61 here, a minute 40 to go.
Owned and operated by an Augsburg alumni, 360 Wow Inc. is the parent company. There's several up-and-coming brands in the Twin Cities. 1-800-GOT Junkie Movie and Shack Shot. Looking for great shop and a great team with great pay that is near campus. Learn more or apply online by visiting 360wowinc.com. Augsburg and St. Thomas. St. Thomas with just the one loss. They lost to Wartburg here a couple of weeks ago. The two teams tied atop the MIAC right now. 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. We'll have it for you here on Augie Game Central.
Still a lot of game to be played here. Yep. Augsburg gets the ball inbounds. They lead by 7. Nearly turned the ball over. Now they do. But a foul called, and the Bethel faithful can't believe it. But Ariana Jones walking the length of the floor to shoot 2 free throws.
Bella Williams, her third.
St. Thomas with 4 minutes to go is beating St. Kate's by 23.
Oof.
So we will likely, with a minute 35 to go, if Augsburg can hold on, have a battle of unbeatens on Saturday That'll be with Charlie and Jason, correct?
Yep. 7 in a row from the line for Ari. She's got 11 points. The lead is 8. Make this a full 3-possession lead, and does. Oh, so calm.
Jones with both free throws, 70-61. Bethel with the ball. Barker to an open left corner shooter. It's Johnson. Almost banks it in, but the odd bounce right to Schwartz with the easy putback. Spiess pushing it up ahead. Stops. Waits for a guard to come get it. It's Wubin. He's being harassed by several different defenders. Jones now to McLemore. Back to Jones. And she's fouled by Williams. And Jones, who has been lights out from the charity stripe, going back to the line.
14 points for Ari, and 8 of those from the free throw line.
Also 7 assists. She's been really key handling this pressure. 7 assists. Misses that free throw finally. Her first miss. If you have to do it, a 7-point lead with 1:04 to go, that's probably the time. But misses both. 7 assists to just 3 turnovers. Continues to be an excellent floor general. Bethel with the basketball. A steal by Solseth. Dives for the loose ball. Does she call the timeout? I think Coach Reverso did from the bench. And the Augies retain possession with under a minute to go. 51.5, 70-63. Augies lead over Bethel. Let's hear from our sponsors.
What a job by Jasmine Solseth. As the ball carrier tried to make a spin move, and Jazzy stepped in front of her, knocked the ball away, hit the floor, and managed to hold on to it before the timeout is called. Take a trip down memory lane at Memory Lanes and Flashback Cafe on 26th Avenue in South Minneapolis, 30 bowling lanes. Live entertainment, great food, and 2 game rooms make for a great time. Visit www.memorylanesmpls.com for more information. And the Corner Bar is a proud sponsor of Augsburg Athletics, located in the historic Seven Corners area of Minneapolis, not too far from the bank. The Corner Bar is the perfect place for great food, outstanding pizza, and the almost world-famous Joey Wings. And there's tons of screens, so you won't miss a second of the action. Visit thecorner.bar for more information on the Corner Bar. At 84-82. And they're still going over at Cy Melville. I don't know if this game is now in overtime.
It says 3.6 seconds to go in the second half.
Yep.
It's just about over. And it looks like Booker Copeland going to the line to shoot free throws? Or was he just practicing his form? Either way, here
timeout on the floor
at Bethel with 51.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Augsburg with the basketball in a 7-point lead. Just need to get it inbounds and make free throws. In deep to Spiess, who's fouled immediately by Schwartz. And Spiess going to the line where she made her last free throw, converting an old-fashioned 3-point play.
You're right,
2 of 4 on the day.
Booker's going to the line with 3.6 seconds to go and try to give us a 4-point lead. Cameron, 7 all this half.
And the free throw is up and off. 3 consecutive misses from the line from Augsburg, who's usually very good from the line. They shoot 72% as a team. Spiess, a 70% shooter. And they need to start knocking a few down.
There we go.
Second one is good. And a timeout called on the floor by John Herbrexmeyer.
And it says all zeros on the clock at Cy Melville. Augsburg 86, Bethel 82. So the Augies split the season series with the Bethel Royals of regular season. We could get them in the playoffs, who knows. But the Augies with a big win at home, setting the stage for St. Thomas on Saturday afternoon, beginning at 3 o'clock, or about a half an hour after the completion of the women's game. So a big win for the Augies. Coming off that win, we had a chance to broadcast on Monday night when they beat Gustavus. So 50.6 seconds to go here. And the Augies lead by 8. Not a true 3-possession lead, but it's close.
71-63, as you said, is the score. Augsburg with the lead.
What a job by Jasmine Solseth with Camille McCoy going down with that turned ankle. She's played great at that forward spot.
A lot of players have stepped up. Another near steal, and Solseth comes up with the ball, and they call a double dribble as she's dribbles it once. It looked like she was tripped, hit it with both hands. Good hustle, still going to be Bethel basketball, 71-63.
Just as I mentioned, Jasmine, she almost had herself a steal.
Coach Reverso voicing his displeasure with the officials.
And the press box, which he not happy.
And Barker drives in, left side, running hook, has the touch. And an immediate foul on the inbound pass. McLemore will walk down and shoot free throws.
I think that's 5 on Bella. Yep.
And Bella Williams fouls out with 5 points, all in the second quarter.
25 Williams. Her 5th foul.
This has been a foul-plagued second half for both teams.
T-Mac at the line, and all of her points, a dozen of them, all coming in the second half. And coming in to take her spot, Michaela Pregame.
McLemore at the line shooting 2, can build the lead up to 8. And another missed free throw.
That's 5 in a row we missed.
Spiess made 1.
Oh, that's right.
But it's now 5 of 6 that they've missed.
There we go.
Halfway down, out, and touches back in. So 1 of 2 from McLemore.
3 possession lead.
72-65. It's Tate Anderson. That's a charge.
Yes.
Spiess stepped in front, planted her feet, and absorbed the contact from Tate Anderson. And Augsburg starting to feel it, standing up and clapping on the bench. 34.6 seconds separate Augsburg from 7-0 in the MIAC. Jones tries to avoid the foul by throwing it up ahead to half court to Wubin. She's fouled with 29.6 seconds. Jones has been 8 of 10 from the line today. The only 2 she's missed were her last 2, and that is the 5th foul on Haley Barker. Tessa Anderson comes in her place.
Well, the Wildcats had a tough night of it against St. Thomas. They were held scoreless in the fourth quarter. 53-30 the final. St. Thomas and St. Kate's.
First free throw in for Jones. Second one is short. The rebound to Tate Anderson, 73-65. Augsburg by 8. Bethel with the ball. Cragen to Schwartz, inside to Tessa Anderson. Tate Anderson, left corner 3, halfway down and out. Rebound batted around. McLemore tied up. The arrow will favor Bethel. But 13.6 seconds to go. Bethel running out of time, barring the miracle of all miracles. Reggie Miller coming in here off the bench in a wig. Tate Anderson inside to Schwartz. Nobody fouls smartly. She makes the layup with 8.3. McLemore waits for somebody to come foul her, tries to spin away from it. The foul will be called on Anderson. That's Tate Anderson, her 5th. 3rd Royal to foul out.
So the Augies will go 12-2 and 7-0 in conference. Tommy's 13-1 and 7-0 in conference.
And McLemore.
3rd Royal to foul out.
Aaron Tupy, the 5'8 freshman from Lakeville, Minnesota, checking in for the Royals. Free throw misses. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Leading by 6 with 6.5 seconds to go. You could really feel good about it with a make here. Yes. And she does. So makes the important one.
14 points is half.
And 3 seconds left. Tessa Anderson kicks it out to Tupy for 3. Misses at the horn. Final score, Augsburg 74. Bethel 67. Augsburg comes back from a 5-point halftime deficit to control the second half and stay undefeated in the MIAC, 7-0 and advancing to 12-2. on the year. And Tom, that was an impressive second half from the Augies.
25 against St. Mary's fourth quarter, 26 tonight against Bethel in the fourth quarter. As you mentioned, coming back from a 5-point deficit. And Ariana Jones and Tamira McLemore and Cameron Spees, three of the starters, led the charge in that second half. The game was tight early. We had 6 different ties and then 9 different lead changes, but the last lead change came in the third quarter when the Augies took the lead for good and again stretched it out to as many as a dozen points, and they win by 7. Unofficial totals for Hannah Johnson. The Royals are now 10-4 overall, 4-3 in conference. Hannah Johnson held 9 points below her season average. She finished with 7. Elizabeth Schwartz with 16 off the bench. Haley Barker fouled out with 13. Tate Anderson fouled out with 6, 8, 9, 10, 15 points. Tessa Anderson with 7. Bella Williams with 5. And Michaela Cragen with 2 for the Augies. Again, Cameron Spees unofficially with 9 points all in the second half. Camille McCoy with 6. Hopefully she's okay and will be ready for St. Thomas. Cage Woburn with 7 first half points, finished with 9. And T-Mac finished with 14 points all in the second half, including a couple of big threes. And how about our little diminutive point guard, Ariana Jones? And she finished the night, I kind of trying to add up all these free throws,
9 of 12.
9 of 12, and 2 threes in the second half. And she finished, how many did she finish with, Ari?
15 points. 7 assists.
And Asia Wilson with 10 points, including her 3 threes. And Nicole Zilsdorf, big key in the first half when she finished with 11, including 3 threes. So that's his scoring. How about team stats, Logan? How did we do them?
Well, after an ice-cold first half where they shot 33%, they ended up shooting 44% for the game from the field, 21 of 48. From beyond the arc, though, they shot 59%, 10 of 17. That really makes up for a lot of other things when you can shoot 59% from three-point range. 66% from the free throw line, 22 of 33, 21 turnovers. You don't necessarily like that. And 23 total rebounds compared to 36 from Bethel. So they were out-rebounded. They came up with 16 steals, 13 assists, and did just enough, and 22 points in the paint. Did just enough to come away with the victory. For Bethel, they shot 46% from the field, just 16% from beyond the arc, 3 of 19, 71% from the stripe. They had 26 turnovers and 46 points in the paint, 7 steals, and 14 assists.
Out of town scoreboard, McAllister on the road beating St. Olaf 75-51 to pick up their 3rd win of the year. Concordia winning at home, beating Hamlin 54-50 to even their season record at 500, 7-7. Mentioned St. Thomas all over St. Kate's, and that was 53-30. The Wildcats with a scoreless fourth quarter. So my buddy Matt Nelson broadcasting that game had a long second half. And it was St. Mary's winning at home by 5 over Carleton, 53-48. Nothing in from St. Peter, Gustavus, and St. Ben's. As we mentioned, the men's scores, the most important one, the Augies win. They defeat Bethel. Was it 86-82 was the final. Elsewhere, Carleton winning at home, beating St. Mary's 74-71. St. John's winning at home, beating Gustavus by 29. And the other men's scores, yes, one more. Late second half, it is Concordia 43 and Hamlin 38. So that's the basketball story on this Wednesday night. Augie men's basketball and women's basketball, St. Thomas on Saturday afternoon. Next broadcast, Augsburg women's hockey against Hamlin on Friday night, 6:50 from the Head. This broadcast here tonight made possible by Twin City Orthopedics, by Wells Fargo, Minnesota Coaches Incorporated, Devani's Peach and Hot Hoagies, the Courtyard Minneapolis, 360 Wow Inc., the Corner Bar, Jimmy Jazz, and Memory Lanes and Flashback Cafe, Adidas, and also by Big Athletics. Logan, final comments.
You know what, an excellent game against a really good team for the Augies to set up the monumental showdown on Saturday for sole possession of first place versus St. Thomas. And you know what, that's where you want to be going into that point of the year. first or second in the league, a chance to be in first place, and they had a lot. It wasn't just one player doing it tonight. A lot of players had key points. Nicole Zielsdorf in that second quarter when things were going wrong just kept them in the game within shouting range. And, of course, then in the second half, McLemore, Spiess, and Jones got going. But Asia Wilson had some big threes. Just a lot of depth being shown in this effort. And that is always a good sign, especially when your key player goes down with injury and we don't know when we'll see her again.
All right, we will see Logan Anderson next Wednesday night. We'll be over at Hutton Arena, and the Augie men will be taking on the Hamlin Pipers. They had a great first game. We'll be broadcasting from Venable Hutton Arena, the oldest arena in the state. And with that, time to say thanks to Tim and Austin here at Bethel University. Rich Carlson, the public address announcer, for our astute camera guy, the tech guy, Tom Ritchie. And for Logan Anderson, I'm Tom Witchin. The Augies defeating Bethel tonight, 74-60, sweep the season series from the Robertson Center here on the campus of Bethel University in Arden Hills. Good night, everybody. Hey, we'll talk again.